Hey friends, this is Wendy with Love and Stampin'. I'm so excited you're here with me today. We are launching a 5-day class that starts today, much like the one we did earlier this month, December 15th through the 19th. And this class is called Uniquely Vellum. So we're going to be using vellum in every card that we make from today to the 19th. Now, there's a couple things I want you to know. First, if you place a $50 online order with me, December 15th through the 19th, you're going to get all the card kits that I use over the next 5 days completely free. And that will include a quarter pack of vellum. So you'll get vellum in your card kit so that you can make all these fun projects and try out the techniques we're going to do. Also, if you're watching this video on December 15th, take the opportunity to place an order because there is free shipping on orders of $75 or more before tax and shipping. And I also want to make note that the $50 order is also before tax and shipping. So if you place a $42 retail order and the tax and the shipping is what takes you over $50, your order doesn't qualify. So the $50 order to get the free card kits is $50 before tax and shipping, and the free ship to get the kits, and the free shipping offer is $75 before tax and shipping, and then you'll get the card kits and you'll get free shipping. The free shipping offer is only good for December 15th, 2022. It's a special offer from Stampin' Up. It's not something I'm personally doing. It's something the company is doing. So you can double dip today only. So take advantage of that if you want to get all of these card kits and free shipping. Okay, let's jump into our first card. Now, the Silly Goose stamp set and the alphabet dies that I'm using today are not available for purchase until January 5th unless you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. However, this is something you can put on your list of items you want on January 5th. There's plenty of other things to purchase in the Stampin' Up! Online store. I just wanted to use a few new products because I'm going to provide some brand new designer series paper for you in these card kits. So we'll talk about that as we get into making the card. Now we're going to get started, and we're going to start with stamping and coloring our little goose here. This little goose is so dang cute, and he has a little balloon because he's celebrating a birthday. Of course, what goose wouldn't celebrate a birthday? And we're gonna do some really quick coloring on him. Now, I want my goose to appear white, so I am going to actually just use Gray Granite Light Stampin' Blend to give him a little bit of a shadow. Whenever you want something to appear white, you still need to provide some sort of shading and shadows, because if you don't, it just kind of looks like you've left it uncolored. So all I'm doing is adding shading anywhere where there's two areas touching, like his wing. There would be a shadow underneath his wing. There would be some shadow under his breast here and down at the bottom of this wing. And then we're gonna color his feet with pumpkin pie. So that's all. You know what? I'm just gonna add a little bit right here on his back. So that's all of the shading I'm gonna do. Oh, under his hat. Sorry about that, friends. Under his hat. Okay. That's all the shading I'm going to do. And then I'm going to use Pumpkin Pie Light to color his little feet, his little goosey feet. And you know what? We're going to color his little honker that too. Honk, honk. And then for the balloon, I thought it would be pretty to color in Daffodil Delight. So we're going in with the dark Daffodil Delight first and doing just the bottom of the balloon. And then we're going to come in with Daffodil Delight Light and color the top of the balloon. And you know what? While we have it out, we're going to go ahead and color the top of his little hat with Daffodil Delight. And then we're going to color his hat in Balmy Blue. You could make it striped if you want, but I'm just going to keep it simple. Now, the next thing I'm going to do for this is I'm going to fussy cut out this whole goose for our card. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and do that off screen so you don't have to watch. We're going to assemble the rest of the card. And this is where our vellum will come in. So we're going to go ahead and fold this in half. Now your card kits will have a 5.5 by 8.5 card base. I prefer 4.25 by 11, but they are really hard to ship in 4.25 by 11. So this is the designer series paper. This is called Dandy Designs. This is brand new paper that's coming out in the celebration brochure. Now we're going to provide you with all of the pieces and parts for these card kits, okay? We'll tell you if there's something not included. So on this card, my suggestion, because you're gonna see here when it all comes together, it's kind of very specific. So you're going to actually end up needing a goose stamp set to really make this work. Now, my suggestion is either one, purchase the Stampin' Up! Starter Kit, and you can put this in there right now. You don't even have to wait, the stamp set. Two, hold on to this kit and you can put this one particular kit together after January 5th and you'll be able to use the goose stamp set. You can purchase it then. Or if you already have a goose stamp set hanging out in your craft room, you could use that. All right, so you're gonna get this little piece here of Dandy Designs. This is cut at 4 by 5.25. It's such beautiful designer series paper. I just love it. And we're just gonna take some Tombow Mono multi-glue or multi-purpose liquid adhesive, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to glue this to our card base. Now, the next step is going to be carefully gluing down our letters. Now, I've used Mango Melody cardstock to die cut these letters, and I'm going to use tweezers to hold these, and we're going to go over with a very light coat of glue and start adding these letters. Now you're going to want to add your letters, the top ones, kind of, you know, up towards the top and up towards the side here, just like so. And this is going to say duck, duck. I think this is just such a clever little way to use these alphabet letters. Now, these alphabet letters are going to come in your kit. We are going to cut those for you. So you will have the duck, duck. You are welcome to use these letters however you want, obviously in your card kit. But for me, this whole card was kind of just a little play on words. I was having a lot of fun with this little goose stamp set, and I thought this was a fun way to use these alphabet letters. And we have another card that's going to use these alphabet letters as well. Hopefully Miss Deborah is going to forgive me for using these, because she's the wonderful person that cuts your card kits for you. Okay, there's the first one. And then the next one we're going to put down here, but we're going to start with the K. And we're going to put it to the other side. So the reason we're starting with the K is because we want to make sure we have plenty of room as we build our word. You don't want to start over here and then run out of space on the other side. There's our C. We're almost done. And by now I'm sure you can see where this card's going. So cute and so fun. Duck, duck, goose. And then we're going to use a sentiment that says, a silly goose told me it's your birthday. So what we're going to do for the sentiment is we're going to put it right here underneath the duck, duck. And we're gonna do that. You have some options. You could stamp this on white and then you could cut it out and add it, or you can heat emboss. Now we're gonna do some heat embossing, and this is gonna be my first tip with vellum. Well, I've got a couple tips on this video using vellum, but we're gonna use our embossing buddy here really good. You gotta really make sure you do it well when you're using vellum. We're gonna ink up our sentiment, very carefully stamp this straight down and straight up. Try really hard. Did I get it all the way? Oh, fiddles, I might not have. You wanna try really hard not to smudge your sentiment. So we're gonna see how this turned out. Yep, unfortunately I did not get a good stamped image. So there's two things you can do in this scenario. You could try to wipe it away. I find that that does not come off very well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and heat set this and see how it looks. And I might be able to take a white pen and just add in the rest of this. If that doesn't work, then we will just stamp it on white and we will simply add it over the top and it won't be a big deal. And sometimes this happens when you're making cards and you just have to go with it. Now, what I'm doing now is I'm heating my heat tool up really nice, because when you use vellum, you don't want to hold it there for very long because it will start to warp and manipulate your vellum. So we're just gonna hit it with the heat tool here. And I actually like to go from the back as well, because that helps prevent that weird warping that can happen. Okay, and so it looks perfect. So a silly goose told me it's your birthday. Now the goose is a little messed up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a white gel pen. Now my favorite gel pen is the jelly roll pen, these white jelly roll pens. The number 10 is my favorite size, but we're gonna go with a 8. Look at how perfect that is. No problem. Now that's gonna need to dry pretty well because it is a jelly roll pen, so we don't want it to smear. So we're gonna let it sit and dry. And while we're letting it sit and dry, we're gonna cut out this goose. Now, you guys don't wanna watch me fussy cut this whole goose, but I wanna give you just a couple of tips really quick. So what you're gonna do whenever you fussy cut, if you want to leave a little white edge, you can do that. But you go in and you're going to use whatever your normal cutting hand would be, right? So I'm right hand dominant, so I'm gonna use my right hand. And I'm just going to move my cardstock around my scissors. So I'm really not moving my scissors all that much. This is going to give you a really clean line when you are cutting. So you won't have like a bunch of jagged edges that are, you know, not smooth and clean. That's the best way I can describe that. And I always like to cut away excess cardstock, because what I find is when you have a bunch of excess cardstock, it kind of like traps your scissors, is the best way for me to explain it. So I just kind of cut it away like that, and then I continue on with my trimming. So I'm going to get this all cut out and then we'll be right back. Okay, we have our little duck, or our goose, excuse me, cut out here, and we are going to use Stampin' Dimensionals to add him to the card base. So, or to the vellum, I should say, not to the card base. So we're just gonna go along here and add some little pieces of Stampin' Dimensionals. We'll remove the backing off that. Now, don't forget, when you place your $50 online order, to use the special host code. We've put that on the screen, and we'll make sure to put it below the video as well in the description box. And I did have somebody ask me last time why there was no current host code. The current host code is different than a class host code. So if you want the card kits, you want to use the class host code. Okay, and then we're just gonna add this right. Oh no, is this not working? There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, now, how do we add this little fella to the card base? We are going to, this is a great tip for using vellum. We are gonna use our glue, and we're gonna add glue anywhere that would be covered. Okay, so we're going behind the goose here. See that? And then we can add some behind these letters. And you don't have to worry about adding it only in a few areas. It will not be an issue. It will hold your vellum down. I'm telling you, it's kind of hard to do this at an angle in the air. Okay. Then we'll just add it to our card base like this. And we are done. Is that not the stinking cutest or what? A silly goose told me it's your birthday. And then you can, of course, add whatever you want on the inside. So that is our first card in the Uniquely Vellum card class. This class, again, will go December 15th through the 19th. Every video will have a new card. If you place a $50 online order with me using the host code on the screen, also on my blog, all my information's on my blog, then you will get these card kits in the mail. We will be mailing the card kits around before December 29th, on or before December 29th. So these ones are going to go out in the mail a little bit later, and that's only because we have Christmas. So I didn't want to promise getting these out in the mail to you and then not be able to deliver on that promise. So all these card kits, the 5 that are coming up, will be mailed out on December 29th or before. So please tune in tomorrow to check out the next video in our Uniquely Vellum card class and place your order today for $75 or more on December 15th, 2022, if you want that free shipping offer. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll catch you around. Bye-bye.